Hi, I'm Daniele Foti-Cuzzola and welcome to Cooking with Opera, where you'll see the artistry of opera and the culinary artistry of some of Subiaco's top restaurants and eateries collide. Now, some of opera's biggest fans obviously had a sweet tooth because there are many desserts named after the beloved art form, from Tosca cake to the peach melba. But arguably the most popular opera dessert has to be the opera cake. It was first created in 1955 by Cyriac Gavillon, but it was actually his wife who gave the cake its name, and she felt the layers of cake resembled the grand staircase of the Opera Garnier in France. And today we're at Subiaco hotspot Eli Matt Patisserie, where we're going to recreate this scene-stealing dessert. Today I'm here at Eli and Matt with owner Dave. Dave, thanks for having us. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of Eli and Matt?
So Eli Matt it started in 2018. It is a refined French-style patisserie shop. It is named after my sons Elijah, Eli, and Matthias, Matt.
Beautiful, and I guess they're quite popular at school, having a patisserie named after them. Probably
I'm sure there will be
lots of delicious cakes to school. Now, speaking of cakes, one that we're making today is the opera cake, which is arguably one of the most popular opera dishes. An opera cake is a bit like a production in itself. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and as you can see, there's a lot of layers. Can you talk us through the process of making the opera cake?
Well, the opera cake itself consists of 7 layers, starting from your almond sponge, buttercream, dark chocolate ganache, and chocolate glaze. So the process itself is a bit lengthy because you have to make the sponge in advance, and then you make your Italian buttercream, and then the dark chocolate ganache. Then you slightly freeze it, so when you hot glaze your cake, it does not melt.
And then you've topped it off with a beautiful gold lace.
Yes, just to add the elegance of the French cakes.
Yeah, it ties in beautifully with opera. And so many chefs were inspired by opera that they named dishes like the opera cake, after the art form. Where do you guys at Eli and Matt get your inspiration from?
Well, it started when I was in France on my honeymoon.
Oh, okay.
So I visited a lot of French pastry shops like La Durée, Pierre Hermé, and that's when all these inspirations come from France. But I like to bring it to Australia with an Australian twist. So just to make it more palatable to the local people.
So the opera cake isn't the only opera-inspired dessert you've been working on. You've also made some really beautiful Rossini macarons.
And also a Donizetti cake with a modern twist as part of the Cooking with Opera high tea.
So it's a beautiful, truly operatic experience. Now, if you want to learn more about opera, make sure to visit West Australian Opera's official website, where you can stream our exclusive Cooking with Opera playlist. You can also listen to our opera podcast series for some in-depth conversations about opera, and why not experience the magic of opera itself and book tickets to one of West Australian Opera's 2021 productions. In the meantime though, pop on down and see Subiaco, come visit Eli and Matt Patisserie for opera cake or an exclusive Cooking with Opera high tea. And make sure to share your Cooking with Opera moment with us by using the hashtag Cooking with Opera and to tag @Subiaco, West Australian Opera and Eli and Matt Patisserie. Thank you, Dave, for having us.
And thank you, Daniel.
And bon appetito.